Well, how about that? The Broncos came out with the victory over the Bills today. Let's freaking go. That's what I like to see. That defense was performing. I don't know so much about the offense, but man, what a wild game. Lots of emotions for both fan bases. Sorry, Bills, you had to lose, especially the way y'all lost. But man, what a game. I'm glad I got to witness all that. I'm going to be going over all that. You already know. But real quick, I gotta make sure the stream is actually, streaming. Sometimes it won't be live, but I think we're good. Let me check one last thing. Alright, we're good. Alright, we are good. So, let's go. The freaking Broncos beat the Bills. I am so hyped. They just beat the Chiefs last week. Now they're beating the now they're beating the Bills this week. Crazy. I don't care if it was a little ugly. I don't care if that end of the game was a little crazy. But man, it started off great. It immediately started off great. The Bills had the ball. They were doing their thing. Well, they didn't even get a chance to do their thing, actually. First play, James Cook was trying to run it, and Jaquan McMillan stripped it straight from James's hands and fell on it at the same time. Stayed in bounds, and he was able to hop on it. It was great. First play of the game, Broncos immediate turnover. It was like I wasn't even ready. I was trying to still set up my notes and there was already a turnover. It was crazy. I would like man, and of course though they only walked away with a field goal on that turnover. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on Josh Allen there. It would have been nice if they got a touchdown there, but no. It's the Broncos and they will get a field goal most of the time. That's what they prefer. They prefer field goals over touchdowns, I swear. But besides the point, they still got points there. That's all they needed was some points. They won by 2, so they could have lost by 1. They had a horrible missed uh they had a horrible missed extra point and then they botched the snap. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. There's just so much that happened in this game. It was crazy. Like right, okay, so Broncos settle for the field goal, right? After that first interception. After that first fumble turnover. And immediately on the next drive, Josh Allen almost throws a pick to Alex Singleton. That would have been crazy. And he got so lucky that Alex didn't get both his feet down there. It was an incomplete pass. Let me see these stats real quick. Alex Singleton had a great game. Speaking of him, he had a pretty great game there. He recovered a fumble, that almost pick. Good tackles, dude. I like Alex Singleton. He's a really, I feel like, under the radar type of guy. I don't know. He's pretty good. But anyway, on that next drive, besides Alex Singleton almost getting that pick, a few like plays later, Josh Allen did end up throwing a pick on that drive. That's where his another pick went. It was just what was it? That was the tip pass to Gabe Davis. Oh yeah, that one was bad. It went straight off Gabe's like hands. Gabe should have had the like catch on the first down easily, but no, it just boop right in the air, straight into Justin Simmons' hands. He was at the right place, right time, able to just come down with the ball. It was great to see. Justin Simmons always coming down with picks in games, dude. I feel like he leads this team with interceptions. He has to. Oh, Fabian Moreau also got a crazy interception on a corner route. That was a little later on. But his interception was nice too. That was almost game sealing. Almost. But man, it's just crazy to see like these guys do well. The second I saw Damari Mathis on the field, I was like, get him off. Damari Mathis allowed like one big play, and I was like, get Damari off the field. And it felt like they listened to me because they put Fabian out there immediately. I think PJ Locke got hurt or something. I don't know if he was like fighting or got hurt or I don't know what happened to PJ Locke. He was going kind of crazy. But all these other young guys are doing good. I like Jaquan McMillan a lot. Jaquan damn, Jaquan McMillan this season feels to me like Damari Mathis was last season. Like, because Damari came out and was like really good, and we're like, oh damn, he's gonna be good next season. And like we didn't really expect him to be good. And then Jaquan McMillan comes out, he's really good, and we're like, oh shoot, we didn't expect this guy. And then hopefully he doesn't fall off a cliff next year like Damari has. I don't know. I really like Jaquan because I also liked Damari Mathis, but I'm out on Damari Mathis now. But Jaquan McMillan, really good player. This freaking defense, honestly, has really stepped it up. It's kind of crazy to think like they allowed 70 points to the Dolphins, but that was still early on, I guess, if you think about it. But they got a lot of underrated good guys. I think Randy Gregory and uh what's it called? Frank Clark, I don't think they were helping this defense. I think they were slowing them down. So that was really smart to drop them guys. Damari Mathis's tackles, that one big play he allowed. Unfortunate. Nick Bonito didn't do much in this game. I was hoping he'd get a sack. I don't think the Broncos got a single sack. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see the overall game stats real quick. Oh, let me see this here. Yeah, Broncos got 0 sacks, but Bills got 4. That's pretty good. Good job for the Bills. Oh, dang. So Broncos got 10 penalties, but the Bills had 5. But the Bills' penalties came at absolutely the worst times. Those 2 last penalties literally lost them the game. So that's crazy. It's crazy that the penalties lost them the games and not the 4 turnovers. They had 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles, and they were still able to be tied with the Broncos for most of the game. But it's the penalties that lose you the game, not the turnovers. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you got no sacks. That's crazy. The Broncos did have more possession. They had one drive where they had like a 7-minute drive. It was great. Freaking the rushing yards. It's kind of like what's weird is the Bills veered away from the rushing game. They were doing really well. They were like James Cook after that fumble, he started to pick it up, and Latavius Murray, he was doing really well. It felt like he was picking up some good first downs. Oh, I guess he only had 9. Yeah, he did. He did have a few, but yeah, James Cook, he picked it up after that forced fumble. Oh, who do you think has the best Botto on the Bills and the best Botto on the Broncos? What's the Botto or Bodo Botto? I guess I don't know what Botto is. Um, best Botto. I'm not sure exactly what best Botto would be, but Botto's like hard energy. Okay, so hard energy. Let's see. I feel like okay. So for the Broncos, Cortland Sutton, I feel like had a lot of good energy tonight. That catch, he made a catch of the night. That touchdown catch was catch of the year, MVP catch. Alex Singleton, he was hyped up, having a lot of energy. I think both those guys will probably be mine too. European term. Boto? Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not too good with words and all that. I mispronounce stuff all the time. So I appreciate that. That's cool. Boto. So yeah, especially like I'm glad all these guys' names get said. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to say half of them. I still probably butcher a lot of these guys' names as well. Oh, dude, Russell Wilson. Oh man. So I'm like iffy on Russell Wilson. I like him, but he just has a problem with holding on to the ball a lot. He can't just get rid of it like Right. And a lot of the sacks are like on him, or at least a few of them. But I still like Russell Wilson. I think he could be a good like bridge quarterback right now. I don't think he's gonna take us like to a Super Bowl. We might be able to sneak into the playoffs. I do really like Russell, but they probably could use a different guy at QB because I don't think he's gonna be there for the long future. Also, for the Bills, by the way, the Bodo, I would have to say I like Jordan Poyer on that defense. I really like Jordan Poyer. He's a good player. Razul Douglas, who's going hard. AJ Epineza was blowing up plays. He might not have too much stats. He was blowing up our guys. Oh, also you're from Serbia? That is awesome. That is crazy. I appreciate you tuning in. What team? What's your team? Are you a Broncos fan? You a Bills fan? Also, I like Linval Joseph. He's just funny guy. Khalil Shakir, that one catch he had was a wide open, nice catch down the left sideline. I really like that catch. He didn't do anything besides that. That's kind of crazy. Oh, okay, so in terms of Bodo, the head coach, definitely Mike McDaniel. The head coach for the Dolphins, straight up, that guy is so funny. And then maybe Dan Campbell for the Lions. Uh, I like Mike Tomlin for the Steelers. Uh, I think that's got to be my top three for sure. Also, that's cool. I'm glad you can watch football over there. I didn't realize it got like broadcasted like to Serbia and all that. That's awesome. I can't get all the games here. I only get like a few games. So that's kind of cool. Latavius Murray, it kind of sucks to see him score a touchdown against the Broncos because I really like Latavius Murray on the Broncos. Like, I'm glad to see him do well here, but man, I really like Latavius Murray. Or, I mean, it really sucks to see him do good against the Broncos, I guess. Von Miller, speaking of old Broncos players against the Broncos, Von Miller didn't really do much here. He had a nice stop. That tackle he had was a good stop on Javante Williams, but besides that, he didn't do much. Also, yeah, McDaniels or not McDaniels. Mike McDaniel is definitely the funniest coach in the NFL. All his clips, if you've seen any of it or like all that, he probably has a whole highlight video himself. So funny. There's like a video of McDaniel like sprinting to the locker room while the cameraman's like trying to like walk with him. It's so great. Yeah, unfortunately the Broncos do have a lot of bad Bodo this year, but the Broncos are freaking turning their season around. So far, they beat two of the top teams in the NFL the past 2 weeks, Chiefs and Bills. So that's really cool. Raiders, they're somehow winning their games too, despite being in pretty bad situation. I think the Raiders are still above the Broncos in the division. Hold on, let me check. Let me check this real quick. Oh yeah, so the Raiders are still 5-5. And the Broncos here are 4-5. So yeah, somehow the Raiders are above the Broncos, and it doesn't feel like they should be. They got Aiden O'Connell starting now. Jimmy Garoppolo was like okay, but he wasn't really the guy. They fired Josh McDaniels. I mean, Josh Jacobs is still really good. Yeah, I feel like Raiders and Broncos are like a couple of good teams. I feel like over there they should show a couple of better teams because Broncos and Raiders probably aren't like the most entertaining. Like, let's see, Bills, they're a fun team to watch when they actually decide to show up. Bengals are a fun team. Bengals actually when they decide to show up as well too. Kind of hit or miss with them guys. I like the Lions. The Lions are they're a good team. I would say the Chiefs were fun to watch, but I'm like a pretty big Broncos fan. I'll admit they do have some good plays when I play or when the Broncos play them. I do actually kind of like watching them. They do have a few good plays, but I don't think they're my favorite team to watch. Definitely, I would watch like the Lions just because I like a lot more Lions players. And then what other team? I like Josh Dobbs. I really like Josh Dobbs, so I like the Vikings. Also, I really appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. You also have good Bodo energy. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. One of these days I'll try to get my like Streamlabs set up or something, so there'll be stuff to do in the chat, or there'll be some stuff, and I'll try to get like a background maybe set up. So I'm kind of just like beginning all this streaming, kind of. So I appreciate you being here for the early on this, because I'll be going over as much games as possible. So hell yeah. Hopefully you get to watch more teams. There were some good games this week. I didn't get to watch all of them. This was the main one I got to watch the full game of. Other ones I kind of just had to watch mostly highlights. Hell yeah. I kind of forgot where I was in my notes. So real quick, I'll have to scroll back through that real quick. Okay, never mind. I was talking about Latavius Murray and on the Bills, which I like to see. And then James Cook, yeah. They should have gave the ball to James Cook more. 12 carries for James Cook. I don't know. I feel like that's definitely where they went wrong a little bit there. And those interceptions, of course, those are kind of bad. One of them was bad. And that penalty, they really lost on the penalty, to be honest. I guess they should have let it get to that point with all them turnovers. They really should have had another turnover, but James Cook had a hilarious freaking drop where he was running and he dropped the ball and it just bounced up right back to him and he was able to just keep running for a nice gain. That was such a funny play. I thought there was going to be a fifth turnover right there, but hell of a bounce. Uh, I appreciate you, PMK88. Appreciate you. Favorite team, Broncos. Favorite player, favorite player. Uh, that's hard because I really like so much players. I think I really like Justin Simmons. I like Patrick Surtain already. I like Cortland Sutton. Javonte Williams. Those are probably. It's hard to choose between them guys. Von Miller. I really like Von Miller. He's on the Bills though, of course. And then which player is the best? Uh Damn. There's just too many good players. I guess I could also like name Demario Davis on the Saints or like Fred Warner on the 49ers. I really like those guys a lot too. I feel like I like more defensive players more than offensive players just cuz I like a lot uh of defense. That's kind of like where I played. So, I don't know. I like Alex Singleton too. I wouldn't say he's probably one of my favorite, but he really has good Boto or Boto. I'm really bad at words, but you know he has good Boto energy. Let's see. Gabe David, dude, the receivers for the Bills were quiet today. Only 6 catches. Only 6 catches for the receivers. You would think that Stephon Diggs would like feast with this defense, but man, the Broncos defense has straight up stepped their game up. Like the offense, I was hoping for the offense to help the defense all game. I was like, please, offense. Every turnover, I was like, come on, offense, you got to do something. But they would just keep giving it back to them and not doing anything, or just field goal here, field goal there. And then finally, that Cortland Sutton touchdown came out of nowhere. That was beautiful. But uh, I kind of got off topic there. But the Bills just did not use their receivers. Stephon Diggs. I'm glad they were able to contain this guy. I thought he was gonna go crazy. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone from Serbia. Dudes, that's so crazy. You're from Serbia. I don't think I've ever met anybody from Serbia. So you're the first person that I know. So that is awesome. I appreciate you for showing up. Boop, boop. That's just so cool. Dalton Kincaid looks really good. The Bills didn't have Dawson Knox playing, and so with Dalton Kincaid for the Bills being able to like do this in his rookie year, because usually it's pretty hard for tight ends to perform in their rookie year, and Dalton Kincaid is able to do like he's been pretty consistent and just get 50 yards and a touchdown. That's good. That's pretty good. His touchdown was on a wide open wheel route though, just wide open. Patrick Surtain was covering another guy on a zone route. It was a zone coverage, and he was playing man on the other guy on the tight end, or I think it was on the receiver. He was playing on the receiver, and Don Kincaid just went on a wheel route all the way to the end zone, wide open touchdown. So sad. Uh, so it is kind of weak, and I feel like they do tend to stall out. But they did have a nice drive where they killed like 7 minutes off the clock and were able to score off of that drive. So I thought that was kind of good. Sometimes they're able to at least kill off the clock, but a lot of times they do just like three and out right away, and they don't like most of the time they just give it right back to them. It's so bad. So yeah, no, he's definitely not wrong about not being able to sustain long drives sometimes. It's unfortunate. But sometimes they do get it, and I gotta appreciate that. Oh yeah, it's also good to know there's another Broncos fan out there. I feel bad for the Bills fans, dude. Not even gonna lie, how that game ended, I just feel so bad. Like I was so when the Broncos missed that last field goal, I was like, "Oh my God, we just lost." But then I was thinking like, "Man, I guess, it was like a pass interference." But then I saw the other flag, and who would have thought the freaking Bills had 12 men on the field? That was just nuts. Oh, oh, oh. Man, and the Broncos just get a re-kick. They're doing like a hurry up field goal. The way they did their field goals, they just like hurried up and kicked it. It was like, why didn't they just kick it? It was weird. I guess they didn't want to give any time to the Bills. I guess it worked out. Oh, also, PMK, have a great time at work, my guy. Have a freaking great one. Back to that grind. I appreciate you for tuning in. And yeah, hope your night or day or whatever time it is there goes freaking well. Get that bread. No, I don't know. But yeah, I really appreciate you tuning in, man. Much love, much appreciated. I might be hearing my dog. He's trying to go outside. But alright, let's see. I kind of keep uh kind of jumping around the game a little bit. That's my mistake. It's just so many stuff happened in this game. or so much stuff happened in the game. Like, you wouldn't think, like, look at this scoreline. Only 3 points in the first quarter. You wouldn't think much happened. And then 12-8. This was like a basketball game at one point. And then going into like halftime, 15-15. It's so funny. Or, I mean, 15-8. And then it was tied at 15-15 for a while. So wild. Let's see. Hold on. Let me try to get back on my notes here. Hold on. Because Cortland Sutton, the last thing I remember talking about, like, fully was that Cortland Sutton catch. I think I did. I don't know. I kind of go a little bit off topic too much. That's my mistake. My notes are kind of like not set up. So I'll go ahead and get that fixed one of these days. So bear with me and all that. Anyway. So yeah, Cortland Sutton, catch of the year. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. That's a highlight catch. My favorite catch of the year. I thought for a second they weren't going to call it a touchdown. I'm really glad they did. So great. And then yeah, that wheel route to Dalton Kincaid. I really think like the Broncos need a tight end, to be honest. Adam Troutman, he ain't it. Chris Manhertz, we had a Chris Manhertz sighting. He had a catch for 6 yards. I like that. He's usually just used as a blocker. But with the Bills have Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. That's two really good tight ends. At least decent enough. And over here the Broncos don't have anybody. The Greg Dulcich can't get on the field. His hamstrings can't stay how they're supposed to be. Adam Troutman, he's a little slow. He can't get open. Chris Manhertz, he's just a blocking guy. They don't throw to him. I guess besides once. So yeah, definitely Broncos' weakness is tight end position. They really need Greg Dulcich or something. It's just unfortunate. It's kind of weird how it's like the Broncos receivers did good, but they don't have a tight end. The Bills tight end did good, but they don't have receivers that showed up. Crazy. Russell Wilson did have some nice stats today, though. Not gonna lie. Besides holding on to the ball, Russell Wilson did have a pretty darn good day. No picks. That's a good defense not to throw any interceptions to. He did get a couple sacks. There was a couple plays where he just had no time at all. And on that Cortland Sutton touchdown, he was able to break away from a sack and get that touchdown. So I do appreciate Russell for giving his all out there. And he actually looked like he was willing to run. He still has ran a few times. Those 9 rushes, he's actually playing really well. I really appreciate Russell. But like I said earlier, I still think they need a new guy at QB. But just because there's some stuff you can't teach out of Russell. Like holding on to the damn ball. I'm just kidding. Also, it looked like Russell was checking into a lot of run plays. I don't know if that's new, but it kind of felt like new. I don't feel like him or he like was checking into plays previously or checking out of plays. So that was cool. He decides he wants to check out of plays and do all that. So yeah, hell yeah, Russell. After this game, I wonder if if the Broncos are gonna make it in the playoffs. That'll be crazy. And the Bills, they needed to win this game. I feel like they gotta win here on out. What's the Bills? Hang on, hold on. Let me check what the Bills are looking like here. Yeah, so the Bills are 5-5 right now. They cannot lose any more games. They don't have to worry about the Patriots, but the Jets might come up on them. The Jets have a good defense. If they could just keep winning games on their defense, have Zach Wilson, just not be horrible, the Jets might catch the Bills if the Bills keep dropping games like this. Or at least they're not going to be able to catch the Dolphins. They might not even have to worry about the Jets in reality, but they're not going to catch the Dolphins like this. So that's still a lose-lose. I'm scared for the Bills. They have to bounce back. I was watching the Manning cast during this, and Eli Manning kept saying, "Oh no, they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna do what the Bills do. They're way better than this," and they never bounced back. They found what worked, the run game with James Cook, and then they veered away from it. So it was weird. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure it out. I feel like they should not have lost that game, but I'm really glad they did. I appreciate the Broncos for getting out there and playing hard. I think I don't think they would underestimate them, especially with them beating the Chiefs. But I think the Broncos found the way to beat teams who have a quarterback that is like dynamic. Like they put a spy on him. They're watching him. They didn't let him run all that much. And they know how to just take away Stephon Diggs and do all that. This defense has really learned the Broncos defense, and it's just cool to see. Just cool to see. If only that offense could complement him a little bit more, it'd be cool. It'd be cooler to see. Oh, another thing about Russell Wilson, real quick. He did a cool shuttle pass to Samaje Perine for the first down, and that was one of his catches. It was one of those cool shuttle passes. And I felt like he must have been thinking like, "Oh damn, that worked out well. Let me go ahead and do that again." And so like a few plays later, he just did another shuttle pass to Samaje, and I'm not even too sure if Samaje was ready for that. He just like for that second one because he just caught it and took off. Oh man, it was funny to see. Even I don't know if it was Payne or Eli. Even one of them commented like, "Oh, that's his new favorite play now." It was pretty funny. Man, if y'all don't watch the Manning cast, that's such a funny one too. Those guys are hilarious. They really break it down a lot. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Another one of Bill's interceptions actually came at a horrible time. Or Josh Allen's interceptions came at a horrible time. They were right before half with 45 seconds left, and that's when they immediately threw the interception to Fabian Monroe. Easy. It was like that was that corner bad read. Not read, I guess, but Payne and Eli, I like how I'm talking to them like they're my boys, but they were talking about how freaking uh that's such a hard throw to make. That corner throw is just such a hard throw to make, and the way he was throwing it, uh what shouldn't have like did it like that or something like that. The way they explained it was way better than I could ever explain it. But that's just such a hard throw to make, and that it was just like an easy pick for Fabian. It was I don't know. It was just beautiful. Bad interception. It only resulted in a field goal. So the Bills got lucky anyway. But that was just crazy. Usually the Broncos aren't able to take advantage of the situation, or like there's like a really good thing that happens followed by a really bad thing that happens. Like they'll score a touchdown, miss the extra point. They'll score a touchdown, fumble the extra point. Or like first down followed by a false start. Or like some funny stuff like that. But it's kind of cool to see it being like them actually capitalizing on some stuff. Like those turnovers, they actually capitalized it without having horrible stuff happen. I guess they didn't get touchdowns, but they still were able to waste time and get some field goals. So, hey, they did what they had to do to win, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all the notes I got for the first half. That was just the first half notes. Y'all don't even know what I got for the second half. Second half was even wilder. No, I don't even know. Y'all probably already know. Y'all seen the game. Probably. Oh, the Broncos started off with like the ball in the second half after leading. You know, they went in at halftime leading. And they started off with the ball in the second half and did absolutely nothing. They just gave it away immediately. I was so upset. Like, I was like, all right, so they're up here. They could just go down the field, get some points. But nope, they just gave it right back. It was sad. So, uh, yeah, Zach Allen had a nice bat down to the ball. He batted the ball down. That doesn't pop up on stats. Uh, oh, you know what? Actually, one thing I do want to talk about. Sorry, it takes me a second to actually read my notes. It just, my bad. But anyway, one thing I do want to talk about, freaking. So let's go, or let's see. Uh, I'm fumbling over my words because I'm too excited to talk about. So the Bills, they try to go for it on 4th and 2, right? And I was like holding my breath. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. But they were just like not fully informed yet. I guess they weren't. They weren't. They didn't even have like all the momentum. But anyway, they were gonna go for it on 4th and 2, and this is when Peyton Manning said, "If Broncos stop them on this play, the Broncos are gonna win." And so the Broncos stopped them on that 4th and 2, and like pretty much just had good pressure. Everybody seemed to be covered, and Josh Allen kind of just sailed it over everybody. Nobody was able to catch it. And I think Peyton Manning was thinking like, "Yep, game over, game over." And so, the Broncos get the ball right back after that, and just did nothing. They had like nothing. It was just bad. And like it was funny because the next guy they brought on as a guest was all talking about how, like he brought up uh the exact time. He was like, at 3:46 in the fourth quarter or third quarter, Peyton Manning said, "Game over on this down." I don't know if that was like the exact time. That's kind of what he was saying. And he was like quoting on him or quoting him on it. It was just funny. And you could see Peyton Manning like, oh man, he's getting worried about what he said, calling it game over. But I guess in the end, he was right. He was definitely right. It was game over. Although it came down to very crazy circumstances, but still, that was just a really funny play. If the Bills would have won, Peyton Manning probably would have been like a made a meme right there a little bit with him saying, "If the Broncos stop them here, it's game," and then the Bills win. That would have been really funny. The Bills have been kind of disappointing this season. Not gonna lie, you would think they'd be like a little better. I thought they'd be a lot like scarier. I wouldn't think the Broncos would have a chance, especially like they beat the Dolphins. The Dolphin Are the Dolphins really that good? They are leading the division, and they are really good. Of course, they have Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, all them guys. But like how the Bills beat them, I guess any given Sunday, any given Sunday. That's what they say. But you just gotta wonder, like some teams drop some random games. Like 49ers drop some bad games. Now they look good. Bills are dropping this game. Hang on, let me check Bills' schedule real quick. Yeah, they dropped a game to the Bengals. They dropped a game to the Patriots. That's really bad. And the Jaguars. And the Jets. Oh, I remember that. That week one Jets game was so bad for the Bills. That was bad. They've had bad losses. So Bills have lost to the Jets, Patriots, and Broncos. Three of their five losses are to teams that are not going to be playoff teams or should not be playoff teams. I mean, I guess now the Broncos could be playoff teams or a playoff team. But I don't know. Bills will probably still make it into the playoffs, but they just got to do something different or just I don't know. Give James Cook the rock a couple of more times. 12 carries. I feel like he should have got at least 20. Especially when they were doing that hurry up play. Like they were just hurrying up and just gashing the Broncos play after play. It was like hurry up, boom, 10 yards. Hurry up, boom, 8 yards. It was good. 9.1 yards on average. And he only got it 12 times. They weren't letting Josh Allen run, that's for sure. 4 for 13. He did get that nice touchdown. I do want to say Josh Allen learned from his mistake. When he was running in for a touchdown, he did not point at the defender. That is very rude. The NFL will not allow that. So I'm glad he learned from his big mistake that he made. He did not point at the defender there. Now, I don't know. That's such a stupid rule, though, to be honest. That taunting penalty that Josh Allen got hit with last week by running into the end zone. When he ran into the end zone this game, he did straight up like look straight ahead and just like run into the end zone. the most boring way possible, just like the NFL likes it. No fun at all. Pointing is rude. Glad Josh Allen learned. I can't believe they fined him for that. That's so crazy. But anyway, that was still a nice play, still a nice run for a touchdown. I'm just joshing him. Gabe Davis should really have more like receiving yards. 2 catches, he should have like 3 or 4. He also should be credited for that interception. One of these interceptions should go to Gabe Davis. Straight up. Also, oh man, real quick, I also gotta say, Cortland Sutton also had another bad fumble. It was a good play by the defense, but man, I think that was his 3rd fumble of the year. He had like 2 against Miami, I think it was. And then this one was bad. It came at a bad time. It was just like gross. How much fumbles did the Broncos have? Or turnovers? I think, was that the only turnover for the Broncos? Yeah, that was the only turnover, but that was a horrible turnover. Such a bad one. But it's alright, because the Bills won. I mean, the Broncos won. It's like the Broncos could just never have a normal play. They would just have some crazy plays. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so really, there's not much more to talk about. The Broncos got extremely lucky with that field goal, and I don't understand why they thought it was a good idea to do the quick field goals. Like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning were talking about how it's like a Mayday field goal or something like that. So it's like you do a really quick play, you down the ball, and then you substitute extremely fast, where you bring your special teams on the field extremely fast and you kick the field goal like immediately. And so why they would like do that at the end of the game with that much pressure and just trying to do all that makes no sense to me. It was bad. If they didn't get that 12 man on the field penalty, the Broncos would have lost. So, I feel like they should have just kicked a normal field goal. I guess the Bills would have had time to move down the field, but they didn't have any timeouts. But man, that was the second time they did the Mayday field goal. It worked out the first time, but barely. He barely made it in there the first time. But man, I don't think they should have did that in the second situation. They are kind of ballsy. I'll give them that. They are kind of ballsy. As long as it worked out, though. As long as it worked out. I'll give them that. The Broncos had one more passing yard than the Bills. Let's go. I'd like to see the Broncos have a little bit more rushing yards. Like, I like Javonte Williams out there. He looks really good. 21 carries for 79. See, 21 carries, that's what James Cook should have. 21 carries. But 79 yards, I would like to see Javonte get over 100. He did have a nice couple of dump offs. I guess overall he did have 100. He had 100 all-purpose yards. So, I guess he did what he actually played really good. I can't even say anything bad about him, actually. He is playing really well, coming off his injury, balling out. Freaking, yeah, he's one of my favorite players for sure. Freaking love that dude. Oh, Tim Patrick also, oh man, I wish PMK was still here. Tim Patrick's another one of my favorite players. Sadly, he was done for the season before we even started, but man, that guy had one of the best hands on the team. If only he was here. I don't know if he'll be back in a Broncos uniform, though. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on what happens to Tim Patrick for sure. And then also Von Miller. To real quick talk about Von Miller. This was like his kind of revenge game, and he didn't do all that much. I'm glad he didn't get a sack. I thought he was gonna get a sack or like disrupt a lot more plays, but I guess he's not really a starter anymore. They paid him a lot of money. He did get hurt, and he's still coming back from injury, and he's like a bit older now. But they don't use him as like a full like starter. So I guess he doesn't get to show up on the stat sheet as much. I'm sure he was like creating pressure when he was on the field and actually like was a problem. But it just sucks to not see him get a sack. I'm glad he didn't, to be honest, because it probably would have made the Broncos lose. But if it was like any other team, I wish Von Miller would have got like a sack or two. I still just can't believe how lucky the Broncos got though with this win. That was just luck, luck of the draw, luck of the refs. Horrible pass interference at the end there. It was kind of like an underthrown moonball to Jerry Jeudy, and Teron Johnson kind of just fell into him. Pass interference. I was not expecting a pass interference at all. I was like, damn, game over. And then pass interference. I'm always on the other side of that. Like, I'm always, as a, like, the Broncos fan, I always feel like the pass interference is always on the Broncos. So to see it happen to the Bills there, that's a trip. Let's see, let's see. Hey, also welcome back. Welcome back in. Yo, to answer your question earlier as well, I thought of another guy that was one of my favorite players, Tim Patrick, a receiver who's hurt for the Broncos right now. Unfortunately, he hasn't played all year, but if he comes back next year, or whatever team he plays for, I'll be watching him. One of my favorite players for sure. You know, another thing I don't think I talked about all that much is that James Cook fumble where he fumbled it and it bounced off the ground and bounced to himself. How freaking rare is that? How many times has a player fumbled the ball to himself like that? Literally just running, bouncing it to himself, and just keep going. That's gotta be like so rare, right? That's wild. That was a wild play. Let's see. Let's see. I think on paper, who out of these two teams, you would think. Damn, I would say the Bills are more talented, but I really like this roster for the Broncos. But yeah, no, you would probably give the talent to the Bills just because Josh Allen, I think in this point is in this point of Josh's career, he is probably definitely better than Russell Wilson. He may not be playing better right now. I don't know what's wrong, but I think he has to be better than Russell right now. And then out of James Cook and Javante, I think I'd want to say Javante's better, but James Cook, he's performing. They don't really use him all that much. I think talent wise, Javante's definitely better. He just got hurt. And then wide receivers, I think that's kind of where they get us. Well, actually, no. I'm just kind of comparing the two teams at this point. That's my bad. I think I'm kind of out of notes here. But I don't know. Broncos have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Marvin Mims, who actually the Broncos did not use Marvin Mims at all. They seem to give Marvin Mims an end around once or twice every game. And when the end around doesn't work for Marvin Mims, they just bench him. Like, I would have loved to see Marvin Mims get a deep shot. That's like what they were doing early on, and it was working. He got cool touchdowns, but he has not been used at all. They're like, yeah, let's give him an end around, and you could be the punt returner and the kick returner, and that's it. I don't understand why. He does do good on kick return and punt return because he's fast and he's like dynamic, and he just knows how to get by guys. So I don't know why they don't use him more on offense. It's kind of crazy to me. They just like giving him end arounds that don't work. His end arounds barely work. He got one touchdown. Oh no, Jaleel McLaughlin had an end around that worked. They did give Jaleel 6 carries. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Only 8 yards. That's unfortunate. Samaje only had 1 carry. That's actually kind of crazy. They gave some Jaleel more carries than Samaje. That's actually kind of crazy. I didn't even realize that. I guess, yeah, it made sense. I didn't see Samaje really at all in the game, besides those two shuttle passes that he caught after Russell figured out he liked those. So, damn, that's kind of crazy. Man, the at one point, uh, also, I don't know if I said, so the Bills went for it on fourth down, didn't make it, and then the Broncos also went for it on fourth down, and that's when they got that touchdown. So I always tell teams, or I always be saying like, why don't they go for it on fourth down? It works out. But after seeing it, the Broncos fourth down play should not have worked, and then the Bills fourth down play should not have worked. So I guess the Eagles with the tush push make it look easy, and then some other teams I guess make it look easy. But going for it on fourth down might not be as easy as I think it is. Cause after seeing Bills fourth down try, that was bad. And then straight up, yeah, that Broncos fourth down try just should not have happened. Russell should have been sacked. And that catch, it said that catch, that Cortland Sutton catch was a 3% probability of success. I saw that on the TV, and that was crazy. Crazy. Oh, also, uh, there's so much holding that happens by the offensive linemen. Like Zach Allen got a crazy blatant holding, and they don't call any holding for the Bills on Zach Allen or like anybody. So it's bad. They only call the penalties that change the game like crazy at the end. If you haven't seen the game though, if you all didn't watch the game, definitely watch the highlights. Definitely check out the game. It may have been a little low scoring or whatever in the first half, and I guess both halves are kind of low scoring. But it was such a good game. So much stuff happened. I know y'all probably already watched it, but man, like I can't express how much fun I had watching this game. This game and the Chiefs game, two great games, man. And it's so fun to watch the Broncos actually win like against good teams. Usually they could only beat bad teams and not even be really competitive against the good teams. So now they're beating two good teams in a row. Damn straight. No, that's awesome. I really like that. I hope the Bills bounce back because I still like the Bills. I want to see the Bills do good in the playoffs. I hope the Broncos make the playoffs. I don't know. I hope the Dolphins win the division. I really like the Dolphins. I'm rooting for the Dolphins. I like Mike McDaniel a lot. I like Tua. I like Jalen Waddle. I would say I like Tyreek Hill, but he's a former Chief. I kind of just still see him as a Chief. I don't know. Also, Bradley Chubb's on the Dolphins, former Bronco. I like Bradley Chubb a lot. So, I'm rooting for the Dolphins a lot. But I am rooting for the Bills as well. Both those teams, Dolphins and Bills. I don't care if the same division. I like them both. Both teams could make it, damn it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rooting for both these teams. Every team besides the Chiefs. And, oh, shoot. Oh, not the recap. Go away. That's my mistake. Oh, damn it. I'm just clicking a lot of nonsense. There we go. There we go. But yeah, so pretty much, that was the game. I may have missed a few things. Uh, my notes are kind of not as good. I'm glad Russell Wilson didn't get sacked more than I thought he would. Only 4 sacks. I thought it would be a little bit more, to be honest. With Von Miller there, Leonard Floyd there, AJ Epineza, Ed Oliver, Gregory Rousseau. That is a stacked defense. I guess 4 sacks is a pretty good amount of sacks, but they kind of came late. They needed more early on. Rasul Douglas really helps on that defense as well. He had a nice pass breakup on Cortland Sutton. Speaking of Cortland Sutton as well, one last thing. There was an RPO that the Broncos were trying to do, and it was a quick slant to Cortland, quick pass, and he just got lit up, dude. Straight helmet to his face, helmet to helmet contact flag. straight lit up. It was crazy. He still caught the ball. It would have been a first down either way. But man, and he was still playing. Next play, next couple plays, he was still out there, still running plays. Took that hit like a champ. Bro got lit up. It was wild. Boom, boom, boom. Man, the Broncos got so lucky. I can't say that enough. And the Bills just got so unlucky at the end there. The Bills shot themselves in the foot, and the Broncos just never gave up. And the refs must have had money on the Broncos. No, I don't know. They're just talking crap. Oh, but yeah, so I'm kind of just talking, trying to think of some stuff I missed. I can't really think of anything. I kind of went over all my notes. I'm just overall really glad the Broncos got a win here. A lot of people are focused on the draft already, and I think it's not any fun to just think about the draft all the time. Like, why would you root for your team to lose to get a better draft pick? I guess I understand if you're like 1-5 right now, or like not 1-5, whatever it'd be. If you were, I guess since it's week 10, if you were 1-9, or if you were 0-10, I guess yeah, then you're rooting for the number one pick. But if you're like kind of like, still in it, I always root for the win. I don't care about the drafts. Even though I guess the drafts are mainly your only way to get better. I don't know. It just feels weird to root for a loss. So, I'm always going to be rooting for the win. Glad they got it today. Let's go Broncos. I'm sorry, Bills. I'm sure the Bills are going to be okay, man. I'm sure they're going to be fine. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I feel like the Super Bowl is up for grabs. The Browns just beat the Ravens, and I thought the Ravens had a great chance at the Super Bowl. Browns might have a good chance either, but I don't really want to see the Browns win it this year. I think we all know why. But Ravens, I think, have a good chance. Bills, I still feel like, of course, going to get the playoffs. Dolphins, good chance. Chiefs, unfortunately, might have a chance. With Vikings with Josh Dobbs, they may be on a freaking tear. They could do something. Make it in the playoffs, maybe knock out a team on accident. That would be nuts. Texans with CJ Stroud. Hang on, let me check something. Real quick before I let y'all go. Hang on. Hold on. So the Texans right now are 5-4. The Texans are 5-4. How wild. The Colts are 5-5. The Bills have the same record as the Colts right now. So the Bills have the same amount of wins as the Texans and the Colts. Bro, the Bills have to do something because the Texans look hot. They are on fire. The Colts, I don't know. The Colts are kind of crazy. If they still had Anthony Richardson, maybe. But there's no kind of crazy. I don't know. But the Bills having the same record as the Texans and Colts, I would have never guessed. That's crazy. CJ Stroud is looking like a beast. He's having a great rookie year. So I guess it's understandable. But the Colts, crazy. Crazy. Any given Sunday, though. Any given Sunday. That's what they say, right? They're not wrong. They are not wrong. But, alright. Either way, like I said, this was a great game. I'm really glad I got to witness it. Witness history. The Broncos hopefully have turned their season around. Winning from here on out. They actually have a schedule that's winnable. Let me see. Let me look at their schedule real quick. The Vikings, I just said how much I like Josh Dobbs, but I still think that Vikings game is winnable. Like, they were able to stop the Broncos defense was able to stop Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So I'm pretty sure they could stop Josh Dobbs. If Justin Jefferson is playing in this game, that might be really bad. Hopefully he's not playing. But if he is, that could be really bad. That Browns game, I think that might be a loss. That Browns defense is really good. And I don't think the Broncos offense could handle him at this point in time unless they do some crazy miracle against the Vikings. I don't believe in the Broncos offense right now. So I'm calling a loss against the Browns, unfortunately. And Texans, if CJ Stroud really shows up, I think that might be a loss. But the Broncos might be able to hold him, but that's still winnable. Chargers, that's winnable. Lions, that's a difficult game right there. But I think that's probably going to be a loss, actually. Patriots, definitely winnable. Chargers, they might split with the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers will sweep them. They always find a way to win against the Chargers for somehow. And the Raiders, they better beat the Raiders. They cannot be swept by the Raiders again. They broke the streak against the Chiefs. They better break the streak against the Raiders. It was like a 17 losing streak or 17 game losing streak against the Chiefs. I think it's like an 8 or 9 game losing streak against the Raiders. So, if they break both those streaks this year, it's going to be great. It's going to be so great. Also, the best uh, Bodo on the Vikings right now, Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs by far. I freaking love Josh Dobbs. But before that, Justin Jefferson. I really like Justin Jefferson. Is Daniil Hunter playing? Let me see. I think he might be healthy this year. Because I really like Daniil Hunter as well. Yeah, Daniil Hunter already has 11 sacks this season. Dude, Daniil Hunter, it sucks that he was hurt for a while, but he had 10 and a half sacks 2022, 11 sacks this year, 14 and a half in 2019. Daniil Hunter is so underrated. I love Daniil Hunter on the Vikings, man. He's probably one of my favorite Vikings players for sure. Oh, oh, preview. Oh man, Justin Jefferson ahead of Denver game. Oh great, he's probably gonna play. Great. I'm not gonna click on that. It's just gonna make me sad. uh, you are 100% right though. Strong Bodo makes could make a huge difference to any team. The Broncos seem to have a little bit of Bodo right now with two good wins. Not really good wins, but two wins against good teams. Bills need to find their Bodo, and yeah, just they gotta let me see this Bills schedule again real quick. Who do they still play? Ooh, the Jets. They can't let the Jets sweep them. There's no way. Ooh, they Bills got a harder schedule than the Broncos. They just got the after the Jets, they got the Eagles, Chiefs, and Bills. That's a hard stretch. God dang. I guess did I say Bills? I meant to say Cowboys. Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys. That's a crazy stretch. And they have the Dolphins still. Man, the Bills have a lot harder schedule. They definitely have to get something. They have to get some more Bodo. Because damn. I don't see Bills in the Super Bowl with this schedule unless they straight like win these games. I don't think Dallas would be in the Super Bowl. They do good in the regular season, but not much after that. Chiefs could be, I guess. Eagles could be. 49ers, yeah, I guess you are definitely right though. A lot of people got a shot at this point. There's definitely a good amount of teams that could be. I feel like a lot of years you could kind of guess who the Super Bowl teams are gonna be, but this year it feels like it could go to freaking a lot of different teams. Teams that I did not expect heading into this season. Oh, dude, Bills definitely lost all their freaking bottle, especially after this loss. Just so bad, like, like bad. I think the Patriots might be a worse team than the Broncos. So to lose to the Patriots is really bad, but at least they're like a division rival. Losing to the Broncos is just bad. When your division rival dropped 70 points on them and then you go and lose to them, that just I feel like looks really bad. I feel really bad for the Bills. I really do. I feel bad for the Bills fans, especially just how that game ended. I'll never get over how that freaking game ended. Such a roller coaster of emotions. That whole game was a roller coaster of emotions. Such like high highs though with those interceptions, and then lows with those missed kicks. So funny. It was such a great game. Such a great game. Dude, it is looking like it at this point. PMK 83 definitely that paid Brady was definitely the freaking Bodo. 100% cuz without without Brady, Bill Belichick is like he has a losing record. So he definitely I think they definitely complemented each other a lot. Like Brady needed Bill to succeed more than he did. Like not like he didn't fully need Bill, but I think he definitely needed Bill more than we all think. And then Bill definitely needed Brady. So, 100% Brady was the Bodo straight up like great player. He carried that team. They had like no receivers. Really, they did I guess they did have Randy Moss and Wes Welker and Gronk, but he's a tight end, I guess. But he really did carry that team when it did not have as much talent as it could have. So I would definitely give Patriots the Bodo. Nowadays, I think the Bodo on the Patriots would be Matthew Judon, but Matthew Judon got hurt, so that sucks. I really like Matthew Judon. I don't think it's Mac Jones. Mac Jones doesn't seem like the answer. I like Kendrick Bourne as well on the Patriots. I think he just got hurt. Another guy on the Patriots that doesn't have the Bodo is Juju Smith-Schuster. That was such a bad signing for the Patriots. He really didn't have the Bodo on the freaking Steelers. I didn't really like him on the Steelers. He was a good second receiver, but yeah, he's really kind of fallen off. I feel bad for Juju. Dude, those glory days with Peyton Manning, I'm so glad I got to see that Super Bowl. I got to see I was pretty young back in all those days. So, but I still got to see the Super Bowl where they lost to the Seahawks. I gotta watch that one. That was bad, but I gotta see them win the Super Bowl as well. So I gotta watch a bad Super Bowl and then I gotta watch a great Super Bowl. And I do remember those elite days with Peyton Manning, him breaking them records and just freaking killing it out there. It was like it was crazy. I need to go back and watch all that. The memories. Ooh, the memories. It's crazy. It's crazy that the Broncos have been searching for a quarterback since Peyton Manning. And Russell Wilson, like, we still don't even know if he's, like, fully it. No, we know, I guess. I can't even say that. No, we know he's not the guy. Like, he's okay, but they definitely need another guy. I miss Peyton Manning as well, too. I 100% miss Peyton Manning. When I'm watching the Manning cast, are you able to watch the Manning cast where you're at? Because Peyton Peyton Manning and Eli Manning are so funny. It's on ESPN too, if you get that. I don't know what else it'd be on, I guess. But man, I really miss Peyton Manning. He needs to become like a freaking coach, or he needs to own the team, make some personnel decisions. Bring him in. He was trying to buy the team at one point, but he got outbid by Walmart. I don't know if you know what Walmart is, but damn. Freaking Walmart owns the Broncos. You know, I don't know if women would be in the football. Huh. I bet one day they probably would if they would have like someone who's good enough. And that's not even just saying like just because they're a woman they can't be good enough. That's just saying like because like it's hard to get into the NFL for anybody. But like if there was a girl that say that was like killing it as like a freaking runner, running back, kicker, if she was just straight killing it, I bet a team would give her a shot. But you just got to get yourself on tape. I think it's all about getting tape out there and actually being able to perform. I don't think they'd give people roster spots just for pity, just because it's a cutthroat business. But I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see it. See some chick kick a field goal or something. That'd be cool. That'd be badass. Also, yeah, dude, for sure. YouTube some Manning cast highlights. Manning cast is so freaking funny. I try to watch them every time. They're really funny. But yeah, so I think I might end up heading out right now. Oh, that's sick. I like how most don't look like men though. That's pretty funny. But no, I wonder if that's on YouTube. I might have to look that up, like Serbian football, like women's football or something. I gotta look that up because I haven't heard of that. I feel like that'd be kind of wild. I know there is a American football league for women. I think that's American. But yeah, there's one of them too. But yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty cool. I mainly just watch football. That's my main sport. This one football, American football, I guess. But yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna head on out. I really appreciate all y'all for tuning in, for clicking on the video. Thank you, PMK88. Good night as well. I do really appreciate you for tuning in. You give me good Bodo or Bodo. I'm gonna mispronounce that name way too much. That's my mistake or that word. But you gave me good Bodo. Freaking awesome of you to tune in, to stay this long, and to subscribe. It's much appreciated. You don't even know. It's you're awesome. And everybody else as well. Y'all are awesome. Anybody who clicked on the video, stayed this long. I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for more shorts, streams, videos. I'll be going over as much NFL as I can. And I hope y'all come along this journey. And I'm just going to be spreading NFL knowledge. Hopefully, we learn something. We all could learn all kinds of NFL stuff right here on this channel. Stay tuned for all of it. Y'all already know. I don't know if that was a good outro or not. I'm just winging the outro. But either way, I appreciate y'all. Shouts out PMK88 from Serbia. You're a freaking legend, my man. Catch y'all next time. Thank y'all. Peace.